Hello, my friends. Welcome to our channel where we talk about plant-based eating for busy people. And this is our video for day 3 of the food plan that we are following that is helping us break through the plateau of weight loss and also to control blood sugar for elevated A1C. I'm doing it with my husband and we're loving it. We are only posting day 3, but we've actually been following the plan for 3.5 weeks. And in those 3.5 weeks, I have lost 9.7 pounds and I feel amazing. And we haven't even implemented the exercise or the other little tweaks like water and sleep and things like that yet. We are trying, but it just feels like we're so busy that we're lucky to get the food part done. And so far, we are so happy. And of course, we have adopted this food plan from plantwhys.com, plantwhys.com, where you can go to get the full program, all of the details, the why behind it, and join the accountability groups and things like that to thoroughly get the benefits of the food program, and then come back here for your food ideas and things that you can make. And then of course, because this is because our whole focus is plant-based eating for busy people, we take those meals and those recipes and we make them just a little faster and just a little bit easier so that you can fit them into your busy lifestyle. So if you are stuck at a weight plateau or struggling with blood sugar issues, A1C, or elevated A1C, or pre-diabetes, or even diabetes and other health issues, even though you've been eating a plant-based diet, or if you're just starting a plant-based diet, this is for you. You're gonna love it. So let's go to day 3. Breakfast today is green instead of orange. There's the usual steel cut oats with peaches, and then we've added the chickpeas and the flax seed. I don't have the almond milk in there yet, but it'll be there. A cup of sliced cucumbers, a Ruvi clean, which is the green one, and then of course the Creo. So it's gonna be a great day. Alrighty, this is lunch. Yes, it is familiar because I'm doing leftovers for lunch, but no problem with that. So that's 1 apple in slices, and this is the spaghetti that we've had with the tofu and the nutritional yeast and the sauce, and then the peas. That is a little bit more than a half cup of peas because there were a few left in the dish, a few more than the half cup. So I figure a few extra peas aren't going to hurt anybody. Although the way they're spread out on that plate, it looks like there's a million of them. Also, I chose an apple for the fruit because I have been a little bit hungry this morning after breakfast. And that's new for me so far on the program because the food is really satisfying. So I know from experience that apple is gonna be super filling and is gonna stick with me. So that's why I picked that for the lunch fruit, and got some fun ideas for dinner and feeling really good going into the weekend. I even have company coming, but I've got enough leftovers and some good stuff that I'm just really confident about how this is gonna go. So talk to you next meal. Okay, for dinner tonight, we're gonna make some Madras lentils. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but let me just say about lentils, I had never really had lentils until I started this food plan. And I tried my first lentil recipe pretty reluctantly. And then I found, to my shock and surprise, that I love them. Several of the recipes that we've used with lentils in them are just so delicious. And they just pack a punch for protein and fiber. And so you just cannot beat lentils. So the texture and everything is just delicious. We'll be sharing several recipes, but this was the first one that I tried and I was absolutely in love. So for this, we're going to start, as usual, we are going to make it even faster and easier than the recipe already was. And we got the recipe from plantwise.com, and we thrivalized it to make it even easier, and used different spices and things to speed it up. So we'll start with onions and peppers. So I'm going to be using the Thrive green peppers, and the recipe calls, well, let's go ahead and put the lentils in. We're using brown lentils, so we need a cup of those. We're just going to put everything in the Instapot. And then for the green peppers, we're just going to, one green pepper is about a cup of Thrive peppers, and this can is empty, so we're just going to call that good. But there is our green peppers. No chopping required. Nothing was spoiling in the fridge. Those were just on the shelf waiting for me to use them when I needed them. I love freeze-dried fruits and vegetables for fast and easy cooking. And then for the onions, it calls for 1 onion. So we're going to go ahead and use about a half a cup of the Thrive chopped onions. So put those in as well. Now, in the original recipe, you saute everything for a few minutes in the Instant Pot, but we don't really need to do that with the freeze-dried. They're just gonna take on the liquid and be fine. So then we're gonna go ahead, and it calls for 2 cups of vegetable broth. We like to use the Thrive chicken bouillon in place of vegetable broth. It's vegetarian. So I'm just going to put water in there, 2 cups of water. And then I will grab the bouillon, and we'll do 2 teaspoons of the bouillon powder. Okay. Now, let's grab a spoon. We're going to stir that up. Now, because I am putting freeze-dried, let me see if you can see that. Can you see that? Let's get up there. So since I am using the freeze-dried peppers and onions, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of extra water, about a half a cup extra of water. So come over and grab that. And that'll just make up for the water that isn't already in the vegetables. So there we have that. Now this recipe calls for 4 cloves of garlic and 2 tablespoons of freshly grated ginger. I use this squeezed ginger that you keep in the fridge. So it has just a little less punch than freshly grated ginger. So it called for 2 tablespoons of freshly grated, and I am using 2.5 of the stuff in the fridge. So just can't beat the convenience of that. Freshly grated ginger is awesome, and the very act of grating it kind of gives me a little bit of a buzz from the smell of grated ginger, but usually in too much of a hurry. And then we're going to use 2 8-ounce cans of tomato sauce. So pour those in. All right. And And then last we have our spices. So, oh my gosh, this is what makes these so good. You've got your smoked paprika, cumin, and chili powder. And then this is garam masala. Oh, and every time I even open the container, I just am transported. I love the smell of that spice, and a little bit of salt as well. So we'll go ahead and put that in. Those spices. Stir it up. Smells amazing. And then the Instapot is going to do all the work for us. So I will put on the lid, and we're just going to set it to high pressure for 23 minutes. If you use red lentils, it'll be a little less time. And then start. And we've got the pressure valve in the right spot. And then you're going to want to do a natural release on this as well. So it's going to cook for the 23 minutes, and then we'll do a natural release. And then we have one more thing to add at the end, and we'll be ready to eat. Oh gosh, I almost forgot to show you the rest. The lentils finished cooking, and that's what they look like. And oh, they smell so good. And then I let them mostly natural release, but then I'm kind of in a hurry, so I quick released the last little bit of it. And then we're going to add just a can of red beans. Right here, I drained and rinsed them, and I'm just going to pour those in. Those add some flavor and texture to it. I wish you could smell this. You can't believe how delicious it is. Okay, so that is our lentils. They're ready. We'll dish those up in a minute. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and dish the lentils into their own little bowl. I'm just going to eat them plain, like that. And then I'm having a small baked potato, well, medium baked potato with it, honestly, just because I was hankering after a potato. So a potato like this has 4 grams of protein, and I'm not going to have any butter or anything on it, but I am going to put some seasoning on it. I like this Chicago steak seasoning. I actually love it. So just going to sprinkle some of that on there and eat it plain. I love to bake them with the skins on. And I just love the texture, the crispy texture of the outside, or even later after I store them in the fridge, it'll be nice and chewy. I really like textures that way, chewy texture. So this is our protein and green portion of the meal. And then let's swing on over and check out the salad. All right, we're having a salad with this meal. So this is 2 cups of romaine lettuce, 1 carrot shredded, and a small tomato. And then this meal needed a little more protein, and we had plenty of room for calories. So there's certain go-tos that you can just count on if you need that extra protein. And of course, this is good for fiber too. And that is the chickpea shreds that we always talk about. I just made another quick little batch here. And these are all over the place on this channel. So if you don't know what these are, they are just our shredded up chickpeas, and we put them on our cereal every morning. I had them on cereal this morning, but that doesn't mean I can't have them on a salad tonight. And this just does the trick for fiber. And then for this salad, I just like to use a splash of balsamic vinegar. Balsamic has a nice salty flavor to it without actually being salty. And it's just a tasty way to dress a salad. Vinegar also is a good blood sugar controller. And so it's the perfect thing to top a salad with. So this is our meal. We have our potato, our Madras lentils. We have our salad with all the stuff on, and I'm gonna finish this off. With this protocol, we always have a fruit with every meal as well. So I'm gonna choose a banana for the fruit. And the final count is this is 506 calories. I'm definitely going to be full after I eat this, and it will stay with me. 506 calories, 21.4 grams of protein, so plenty of protein, 25.8 grams of fiber, and only 2.4 grams of fat. Amazing. So this will be fantastic.